Everybody, happy Saturday. Welcome to Bodyweight Strength. We're going to get started with our warm up right now. This is our second time through the new program. So hopefully you've been working on last week. If not, I'll go over everything. So I got you. We'll be good. All right, we're going to start with our warm up. And it is hot and humid. The coach is going to get good and sweaty today. Let's hug the knees up into the chest. Get about 5 or 6 on each side, and pushing that straight leg down. Oh, I got to start my watch. If you have a fit tracker, make sure that you start it now so you get, all that credit. And into our hamstrings, nice straight leg, bent knee on the other side. We're going to stick with the same side today. Keep going back, pull my hips forward. Nice stretch back along the leg, hips come forward. We'll be doing some similar movements later on when we do more of a single leg or kickstand deadlift. More on that to come. All right, let's switch the other leg. So right leg comes forward. Sit back into the hips. You can bend at the knee on the left and pull the hips forward. Nice stretch back. Let's go 2 more. And good. Okay, we're going to take it out wide. We do have some side lunges on this program. Try to get out of the sun so you guys can see me. We'll drop down into our lateral squat. Both heels are on the ground. One leg is straight, one knee is bent. The hips do move back here. You're not trying to maintain an upright torso. Get a few more. Last week when we did this program, the next day, my obliques all through here, nice and sore. So you've got that to look forward to. Good. Okay, bring the feet in, and we're going to go for our back swing. Not just pivoting on one leg. Let the arms move side to side. Have some fun with it. A few more with the low arms, and then we're going to come up and swoop them overhead. So we're reaching up and across. Nice stretch through the arms, wiggle the fingers. Move everything around. Let's get 2 more. That pivot and reach. Pivot and reach. Okay, we're going to go some big arm circles. Open up the fingers, going back with the shoulders. They feel pretty good. And from there, some standing marching. So it's opposite arm, opposite knee up. So from the side, we're here. Stay very centered with the torso. Not moving side to side, balanced and strong through the core. Last 2. And good. Okay, I'm going to have you guys drop down into some body weight squats. We'll go for about 10 of those. I'm going to move us over just a little bit, just so it doesn't keep going in and out of sun territory. We'll be good there. All right, keep going just for a few squats. Hopefully you've got the blood flowing, feeling good. All right, speaking of squats, we're going to be starting with split squat today. So a split squat is basically a stationary lunge. We have the right leg forward, the left leg back, the left heel is up, and I'm bending both knees and coming down. Okay, so you can bring the kneecap all the way to the ground as long as it doesn't fall down, right? So from there on the side view, we'll go right leg forward, left leg back, core is tight. If you need something to balance you, use a chair or a wall so that you feel really supported. So we're going to go right leg forward, left leg back, 10 reps. Ready, set, let's go. And just nice and smooth, focusing on your front leg. Make that front leg work about 80% here. Back leg is balancing, and that's it. Good. Couple more. And nice. Okay, I'm going to go left leg forward, right leg back, left heel is down, right heel is now up. So left leg is working. I think last week in class, I did the right leg twice for you guys. Let's go for 10 reps. Hands can be at the chest, on the hips, using support, whatever works best for you. Ooh, a good stretch on this one. Couple more. Remember, we're focusing on that quality of movement. No extreme lockout of the knees. Nice and smooth. All right, from there, we're going to move to our windmills. So in this, I want you guys to be able to see my feet. We're going to go right toes out, left toes forward, arms are out nice and wide. I'm bumping my left hip out to create a shelf from the hip right there and bending down inside of the right leg. Okay, if you'd rather bend that right knee, if that's more comfortable for you, absolutely go there. And like I always say, work with your flexibility. If you're right here, that's wonderful. Work with it and start to get a little bit lower, okay? So we're going to do 5 on this side, angle those right toes out, keep the hips forward, and let's go. Moving the hip, eyes up on that left arm, dig that left leg into the ground, come up with control. Slow, steady, and strong. Just a couple more on this side. Remember, it's okay to bend that right knee a little bit if you need to. Pull yourself up. Good. And then you can just turn your right toes forward, left toes out. Check your hips. No twisting, right? Hips are forward, arms are up. Same movement. I'm bumping my hip out to the right, coming down to the left, inside of the leg, not outside of the leg. Keeping a stable right leg, pulling myself up. Both sides are active here. Focus on that stretch and stability. Inhale down. Look up over that right arm. Couple more. You want to feel as strong and stable in your body as possible. A nice stretch to that right side. Opening up the chest. Let's do one more. And good. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but I'm kind of on a slant here. There's a slope. So sometimes I might be falling down. So there's that. That's always fun to work with. All right, now we know what we're doing. So we're going to go back to back. I'm going to go right leg forward, left leg back, down into 10 of our split squats. And let's roll. Inhale down. Exhale up. No aggressive lockout from the knees. Core is engaged and focused. Good. Okay, go ahead, switch it around to the other side. I'm going to go left leg forward, right leg back, dropping both knees, not falling down slope here. Like a little extra challenge. Couple more. Good. Okay, we're going right into our windmill. So we're going to go right toes out. Oh, lost my microphone. Right toes out, left toes forward. Open up the arm and come down. Bump that left hip out. Create a nice shelf of the body. Pull yourself up with control. You can bend that right knee or keep it straight. Whichever's working better. Get a few more. Think of your obliques pulling up. Also work some of the muscles in the back here, which we're always trying to focus on with body weight exercises. It can be a little more difficult to target. All right, right toes forward, left toes out. Check your hips, tighten your core, arms are up. Now we bump that right hip out, up with control. Nice stretch. All right, just keep moving, slow and steady. We got it. Let's go one more. Adding an extra. And beautiful. Okay, we're gonna do one more set of each. So grab a drink of water if you need it. Get ready, because it's gonna be right leg forward, left leg back. You guys know what to do. 10 reps and go. Drop it down. Drop it low. Nice and smooth and balanced. Oh, those beetles, man, they love me. I don't know if you guys saw it. Not today, beetle. Let's go one more. Okay, left leg forward, right leg back. Tighten that tummy. Bring it down. If you see it coming from behind, then yell at me. Unmute yourself. Say incoming. Couple more. Focus. And nice. Okay, we know what to do. Take a step out. Right toes are angled. Left toes are forward. Make sure you guys can see me here. Got this little ray of sunlight today. And down. Windmill. Look up over that left arm. Keep the fingers wide and the arms long. Creating a lot of length through the body. Woo. Let's go one more. This feels good. This feels right today. Okay, and then just turn the right toes. Left toes are out. Arms are nice and long. Let's bump that hip out. I'm starting to get sweaty. Whew. These August workouts, you know, they just feel a little different. Burning a few more calories. Getting rid of toxins through sweat and breath. One more. And wonderful. Okay, we're going to switch down to the floor. So go ahead and grab your mat. Find a good spot. Get down for our floor work. So we're going to start with our get up, which we do have in our kettlebell intro video. If you've been working on that, you have definitely seen this exercise before. Hello. Okay. So you're going to start. We always have the same side up. So I'm going to start with the left knee up and the left arm up. So that's right here. My right leg is out in front of me. My right arm is out to the side. So our biggest thing is rolling up here. You can take it to a straight arm today if that feels good for you, okay? And then back down with control. What it's not is this movement, okay? You're not just like jumping out of bed, right? It's a roll to the side. That's initiating the movement. And then coming up on the forearm. So let's go 5 on this side. Lift that left hip. Lift the left shoulder. Roll up onto your forearm. Come up to a straight up. Right leg stay straight and down on the floor. And again, lift the hip, shoulder, and then come up either the forearm or the straight arm. I told you guys there's lots of core oblique involvement in this program. Feels good, keeps us strong with the sides of our body. Good. Couple more. Eyes just stay upward. Pretend you've got 100 pounds on that left arm. You've got to keep an eye on it. Okay, now we're going to the right side. So we've got the right knee bent, right arm is straight up. This is where my weight would be if I was using a load on this exercise. And now I'm lifting my right hip, rolling the hip and the rib cage together and coming up. Down is just as important as up. We're not falling to the ground. So 3, 4, and let's do one more. I'm feeling like throwing extras in today. Really, I just lose count, so I'm hoping it's an extra. All right. So from there, I want you to grab your towel. If you have one, if you don't, no big deal. You don't need it. But I'm going to roll this up and put it underneath my forehead. At least that's what I want you guys to do. I might have my head up to talk to you a little bit. So we're going to go onto the abdomen. We're going to have the arms by the sides here. We're keeping the head on the towel, or at least at this level to start, and then lifting the body up. Eyes stay looking at the towel or downwards, not up in front of you right there. And then we lower back down. So lift the legs, lift the back and nice and slow, and then lower down with control. Lift up, lower down. You might not be going very high. Work with where you're at. As I always say, broken record there. But it's true. You don't have to do it one way or another. You got to do it the way your body wants to do it. And it'll just keep getting better. Let's go about 5 more. Let's squeeze your glutes at the top. Roll the shoulders down. Last 2. And up. Good. Okay, so we're going to flip back over. Go 5 and 5 on our get-ups. Move right through it. We're doing 2 sets here. So let's go left leg up, left arm up, right arms by the side, guys. And what do we lift first? Rib cage, hip, and roll up. 1, 2, control your tempo. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, right side. Right's going up, right arm, right knee bend, and roll up. Keep moving. Lots of core strength here. Good. Okay, you can hug your knees to your chest if you'd like to. A little rock, and then roll it on over back to the abdomen. Now, if you're experiencing any pain in the lower back, you can pop up into a plank when we're doing this exercise, or you can stick with some gentle back extension like we did in the last program. You're just coming straight up and down. Don't worry about lifting the legs, okay? Otherwise, we're going palms up, lift the whole body, keep the eyes down, not moving the chin up. We're not initiating with the neck and the chin. About 10 of these is fine. Was I forgetting to lift my legs? I feel like I was. Everything together. Definitely not something you want to speed through this whole class. Unlike cardio and core, we're really, really focusing on moving slowly through each movement. Let's go 2 more. And beautiful. Okay. Grab some water if you need it. I know I need some. I am sweating out here. It'll be another beautiful San Diego day, but it is hot, hot, hot. Remember, you can always add a little teeny tiny pinch of some sea salt to your water, a little bit of lemon so you get those electrolytes and better absorption, especially on hot days in the summer when you're sweating a lot. You ever feel like you're just chugging water, but you're not really absorbing it because you feel dehydrated still? That might be the cause. You're low on electrolytes. Okay, team, we're going to come up to standing for 2 rounds of a kickstand deadlift, which I talked about in the warm-up. Kick and side lunges. So the kickstand deadlift is what we're going to start with today. We're going to go right leg forward, left leg back. I almost made the mistake that I always talk about, which is stepping way too far back like you're going to do a split squat. We're just taking about 1 foot length back, right? Come a little bit closer. I'm doing this little shuffle today for you guys because of the sun shuffle. And we're really going to hinge the hips back. So this is almost like combining our windmill and our split squat, right? You can tap down to the ground if you can keep the back flat, or just reach to your knee, mid shin, wherever your back is staying nice and flat, but your hips are moving way back. So this heel you can see is off the ground. I'm barely using that left leg. That's why it's my kickstand, right? I'm really hinging the hips back. It's not a huge knee bend like a squat or a lunge, okay? The difference is now we're working the hamstring and the glute as opposed to continuously loading the quad in our split squat. Keep going, guys. Focus on this stretch on this right leg as you move back and then pulling your pelvis forward. Let's go 2 more on this side. I actually feel a little bit too tight today to go down to the ground. So ankle is right about where I'm at. We're going to switch to the other side, left leg forward, right leg is going back. And again, just that little step back. I got to remind myself, initiating with the hips, meaning hips are moving way back there. And I'm tight on this side too, so I'm just going to go to my ankle. What it would look like if I was trying to go to the ground today is I'd be rounding the back to get there. I feel where my hips are limited, so I'm stopping there. Hoping it'll loosen up a little bit with each rep. Hinge the hips back. If you've seen Legally Blonde, it's like a bend and snap. Do you remember that? Anybody? That's all a deadlift is. It's a bend and snap. Here you go. 2 more. Feel that stretch through the backside on the left leg. Nice. Okay, we're going to go to our alternating side lunges. So last week, we did the same side. Today we're going to spice it up and go alternating. So that's similar to our side squat in the warm-up. I'm going to step out, bending my right knee. I've got a nice stretch to the left side, back to center, and then I'm going to the other side, okay? If you need to balance yourself and hold on to something, you can definitely do that and then just step out to the same side, right? So use something for balance in front of you, to the side of you, wherever, and then continue with the same. But I'm going to alternate out and back for 12 reps. I'm stepping left, hips are back, right. Heels are both down in this lunge, guys. Doing some other patterns. Push your hips straight back. Get that nice stretch through the inner thighs. Couple more. And good. Okay, we're going right back into our kickstand deadlift. So I'm going to show from this angle this time around. If the sun will work with me. Maybe not. I'll just be in the spotlight for you guys. Left leg forward, little step back. Okay, my left leg's my working leg here. I'm going to take a deep breath, bend at the hip, tap down, up with control. Nice. Flat back, You can really see the pelvis moving back, pulling forward. Yes, the knees bend, but they're basically an afterthought, right? The hips are doing all the movement. Couple more, we'll switch sides. Last one, feel that stretch, move way back. Oh, I'm getting some flexibility. And forward. Okay, good. All right, right leg's gonna go forward. Take that little step back, take a little step, and then at the hip. My right leg is definitely a bit tighter today. More through here. Inhale down, hold the core tight. We're always resisting gravity, right? Not pulling down into it, not letting the core fall down the back arch, staying tight and supporting our spine. Just for 3 more. Last one. Nice. Okay, let's go right into our alternating side lunges. I'm going to step out to the left. Hips are back. Notice, guys, the torso is centered, okay? It does not go over the knee like that. We're not doing any twisting. Sometimes we will. Today we are not. So stay centered and balanced. You got it. Keep moving. We're almost down to our floor exercise today. Go ahead. Couple more. Left and right. Nice job. All right, grab your water, grab your mat, and let's do this again. Coming down. Okay, we got 2 more exercises. Well, technically we have 4 more exercises, but the last 2 are some hip stuff that I want to work on that are difficult, but in a different way. In a sketchy way. The first one is going to be our side plank. So side plank, we're timing for about 30 seconds. We can do straight legs, and both legs up. Here, you can do bottom knee bent and top leg up right there, okay? You can also do both knees bent and up leg. So whichever variation you're at or you're working on today. All right, so let's figure that out, what you want to start with. And we're going up. So lift the hip. I like to do one foot in front of the other. Make sure my hips are really squared up. Always thinking nice and long through the body. I don't want to compress myself there. Only 30 seconds, team. About 10 more seconds. Lots of obliques. And bring it down. Okay. Then pivot around to the other side. Use whichever variation you did on the first side. And then you can change it in the second set if you want to make it a little bit harder, or you felt like you need to do a knee bend on the second one. But let's lift and up. Lots of space between the floor and the hip. Whether you're doing knee down, still lots of space, right? No sagging hips on this, okay? Chest is up, shoulders strong. We can stretch. Take some big breaths. There's so much to do with side planks. I used to hate them, but now I love them. Couple more seconds. Squeeze the legs together. Step up. And I lost track of time. Bring it down. Okay, we are going to go to our shoulder taps. So this one can be somewhat innocent or somewhat sinister. It depends on which variation you take, right? The key is that you feel stable and strong through your hips, core, and shoulders, right? So the first variation is tap, tap, push down into the ground with the other shoulder. You don't want any scapular winging like this. You want it to be strong, right? So staying strong, one shoulder, tap with the other. The second variation is with the knees hovering here. So I'm getting a little bit of a shift, a little more than I would like actually. I'm going to tighten my core a bit more. There's going to be some. It doesn't have to be a lot. So choose which is going to work for you, and you can mix and match. You can come up, hover the knees for about 4 reps, come back down and do some more that way. All right, so let's choose. I'm going to start on the ground and then I'm going to lift the knees. The core is tight, back's not arched. Alternate nice and slow. I'm going to bring the knees up. Stay really strong. Couple more. If your knees are off the ground, they're only a few inches off the ground, not up in a downward dog, okay? Back down, go for a few more. Long spine, tight core. And last one. Good, so some variation of that is awesome to try both versions. But of course, if you have any wrist problems, if you want to elevate the hands slightly and just work on stabilizing the shoulder and the wrist there, that would work too. Okay, we are back to our side plank. We're gonna get one more round of 30 seconds. I like to put my delicate, tender elbow on a towel here. It just feels better. And try to push yourself. We only have 2 rounds of 30 seconds on each side. Let's go up. Take some big breaths. Make sure that this bottom shoulder, my right shoulder, feels strong. You're not collapsing into it or pushing away from the ground. Squeeze the legs together, lift the hips. A few more seconds. And bring it down. Other side. You'll be surprised how quickly you get stronger in these. If they're new to you, then yes, they suck in the beginning. But they do get stronger, and they can help with lower back pain, hip pain, all sorts of things. You get very strong in these front muscles a lot. We're always moving front and back, but the sides are neglected. And let's lift up. Oh, I got a nice breeze. It's the last time we're doing it. Connect with your body. You're much stronger than you give yourself credit for. I guarantee it. A few more seconds. And bring it down. I love when people don't think they can do something and then they try it and they're like, oh, I guess I am that strong because I can do this. I think that's so much of us just think, oh no, I couldn't, or I can't do that. Limit our potential. Not anymore. Strong, healthy, all that good stuff. Okay, so we're back here. We're either doing the alternating shoulder tap with the knees on the ground or the hover or a combination. So I'm going to go for a combo here. Make sure to draw your abs in like I was talking about earlier. We're not coming down to the ground. We're resisting gravity, okay? And tap. I'm going to do 4 and 4. Down. And up. And heck, let's do 4 more back down. Good. Okay, grab your water. We're going to get into our hip internal and external rotation exercises. Thank you, guys. Okay, so we want to go into our side lying position. And you can rest your head on your bicep, or you can prop your head up, whatever feels better for you today. I'm going to slide this bottom leg out underneath me. So that's going to go here. Okay, so we're going to start with internal rotation. I like to bring my towel or a yoga block or something underneath the knee so I can keep contact. And then I'm lifting my foot up. You can see from my hip, it's rotating inward and then going back to a more neutral position. This is all in the hip, right? The knee stays on the ground and bring it down. It helps to create a barrier with this top arm pushing down into the ground and pushing that bottom foot, bottom leg into the ground as well. If your bottom leg cramps, yeah, oh well, that's fine. You're like, that's fine. It happens. You'll probably live. Not fun though. It doesn't have to be a big movement to be effective. Let's go for a few more. Last two. And good. Okay. I'm going to flash you guys now, give you a little crotch shot with the external rotation. So don't look. I'm just kidding. Look, but you know. All right, part of the job. And so the knee is bent. I'm going to come down here and now, and you can still keep your head up. That's fine. But I like to be down here for this one. I'm going to still push the bottom side of my body and this top arm into the ground. And I'm going to open up that left hip and then come back down to the ground. So pushing down into the ground and just letting my left leg move, right? And down. Lift up 90 degrees. Do not roll through the body. And slowly back down. Oh, I got a shaky hip here. It feels alive. Let's go for 4 more, all the way to the ground if you can, or to a yoga block where I have my towel. If it's too much of a stretch, keep pressure into the ground, guys. That way the hip doesn't just roll all over the place. Last line. And bring it down. Good, okay. We're gonna roll on over and do the same sequence on our other side. And then we're gonna wrap up. Oh no, I just realized I have a hole in my shirt. These shorts have lasted me like 15 years, so I guess that's fair that there's a hole in it. So shout out to Under Armour because they did good with these. All right, so we're going back, stacked knees, head can be up if you'd like. We're sending this bottom leg back behind us, and now it's the right leg's turn. Yoga block or towel underneath the knee, and first, internal rotation, which means my hip goes inward. You see it moving forward, and then back to it starting. In, back. Just the hip moving, very concentrated movement. Feels good. We'll do about 15. If you're a runner in particular, it's great to work in every other day or even before or after you run. Keep strengthening your hips. That goes for everybody, but especially people that are getting the miles in. They need it more. We'll go 5 more. Ooh. Side's already tired. And nice. All right, I'm gonna come forward so that I don't have the spotlight in my garage. Christine, put it up on YouTube. Okay, so remember we're pushing down into the ground and bringing the leg up to about 90 degrees and then down slow, okay? Big stretch up and down. We feel the stretch to the side. At least 5 more. Oh, this hip's getting shaky now too. I gave them a day off yesterday. I still feel a little bit sore. All right, we'll do one more for good measure. And bring it down. All right, we are going to wrap up. I'm going to enjoy some vitamin D here. Might as well work with the sun since it's been blessing me with its presence today. I hope you guys enjoyed class. Starting next week, we're going to bring some progressions, make things a little bit harder, right? Give you some more options. So practice this one, maybe try at least one more time throughout the week. I hope to see everybody in cardio and core Monday, or at least have you do the replay. Have a wonderful weekend.